let's talk NBA now, man. I want to talk about someone's ankle.
Someone's ankle?
Yeah, it's LeBron's ankle. The goat. He's going to put some PEDs in there. I expect him back in 2 weeks. You know what he's going to do?
You're going to put some PEDs?
Yeah, you know what he's going to do. That guy is not normal. I don't believe he's normal. He's 36. He's good. I don't know what he's going to do. But
Ronaldo's 36. Do you believe he's not normal?
No, he's so normal. I saw him in that game against Porto looking normal.
I mean, he's going to...
Whatever. LeBron is just superhuman. I'm just saying PDs, but hey, no. I don't want anyone to see me. I'm chatting crap. It's not PDs. That man is just superhuman.
Fake.
Absolutely fake. Like, literally, I've seen him turn his ankle in a game and just lace up his shoes and just go again. Literally... But you did say he's an ultimate stat padder because he shot that free to keep that streak of 10 points going.
Yeah.
After his ankle. For that, he's the stat padder extraordinaire. Beyond stat paddery. That is a Mazzoline. He stayed out there just to make sure he gets his 10 points. He would have stayed out for longer if he missed that free.
Yeah, of course. I mean, him, he's not. I don't call him the GOAT yet. He still has more work to do. But he's the greatest stat compiler of all time. Just like Messi is also the greatest stat compiler of all time. Doesn't mean they're necessarily the GOAT. They have arguments to be the GOAT. I will never dispute that. But what they really are, they're the greatest stat compilers of all time. And LeBron has proved it once more. I mean, he stayed on the court, injured beyond whatever.
You say these stuff with such a smile on your face.
Of course I say it.
Because you know it's crap.
It's not crap.
Don't bring Messi up with LeBron. I don't like that.
I said
please.
They're the same guy.
Don't bring them up.
Messi's the introverted version of LeBron.
No,
they're the same guy.
They're not the same guy.
From the way they play the game, they control everything, they control the whole system.
No.
You know, they're supposed to be the wonder kids.
We'll talk about LeBron.
Yeah, he's the greatest stat compiler of all time. And what he did to stay on the court, just hit that free. You know, his record of 1,036 games of consecutive points, double-figure points was on the line. And he managed to do it. But more importantly, was that play a dirty play?
No. It's a basketball play. You just wouldn't do it outside. Obviously, he actually, he kind of initiates this still. So LeBron's lost control of the ball.
Yeah.
And when he tries to, obviously, LeBron turns his back to get the ball now. He's trying to get the ball.
Yeah.
And Solomon Hill he dives, but he doesn't dive all the way through. Because if he dives all the way through, I think LeBron's leg is going to come in like that. That could have been worse.
Yeah, it could
have been worse. So he even kind of pulls out. So it's not dirty. It's just a basketball play. It's a bit half-hearted. That's it.
The Lakers boys were whining.
Yeah, Montrezl Harrell. Trade that boy today. They're going to trade him.
Yeah, apparently he done the eyes image. He knows he's in trade talks. Even KCP and apparently THT and trade talks as well.
Yeah, Hornets or something like that.
They need to keep KCP. KCP performs in the playoffs.
Hey, right now they got no LeBron, they got no AD. They need pieces, bro. They need another scorer.
I mean, hopefully THT can, take up the extra responsibility.
So giving guys that are not ready to do it responsibility.
Hopefully he can. Montrezl Harrell, he needs to get his points back up.
He is.
Markieff Morris needs to show some more.
No, the fake tough guy.
Caruso, Schroeder needs to be averaging healthy 20s a game.
Yeah, well, that's the whole team now. Schroeder. They relies on him, man.
KCP needs to getting close to double figures. Wes Matt needs to actually do something consistently.
Got abused on IG recently. Sorry for that guy.
Okay. Because he's supposed to be an upgrade from Danny Green and he's not really proven to be so. I mean...
So what do you think about the Lakers, man? They might be in a playing game without AD and...
Yeah, because AD is supposed to be back at least another week or two. They said he'll be reevaluated. So last week they said he'll be reevaluated 2 weeks, so he should be reevaluated in a week. We'll see. I mean, him and KD, the injuries are a bit strange. They've been out longer than expected. Whether the teams have been overly cautious, I don't know, but...
I'm not as worried about KD's as I am about AD. Because KD's hamstring. So that's fine. Because unless he was to tear his hamstring off, that's the worst case scenario. And I don't think that is the case. If it was, it would have been we would have known about it because this is a long time. So I think KD will come back. But the AD one is the one that's kind of scary because this is eerily similar to what happened to KD in 2019.
Yeah.
Because they were saying it was calf. He played that game against Toronto and he tore his Achilles. Yeah. So if AD were to do that, that's 2 years. That's 2 years gone for the Lakers as title challenges. And you can't do that.
You need to be very careful. It's strange. I mean, it's not strange. It's techie.
It's very techie.
Delicate situation they're in.
Very delicate. Because you bring him back too early, he gets injured again. That's it, fam. You're done this season. LeBron can only do so much. I know guys will crumble to him. If he sees a couple teams that will just crumble to LeBron, I can give you a list of teams that will crumble to LeBron at his feet. Mugs. Suns will crumble. Jazz will crumble.
I don't think the Suns of Chris Paul will crumble. I think they might.
Yes, they are. Chris Paul is the ultimate playoff crumbler.
I think they might
He's
be.
the ultimate. Why don't people rate Chris Paul? He's a regular season guy. He's the ultimate playoff
I don't think
crumbler.
he'll crumble. I think he might get beat, but I don't think he'll crumble.
Okay, who else? Jazz will crumble.
Yeah, Jazz will crumble. Who else crumbling? The Mavs. Mavs will crumble.
No way. Not with my guy Doncic. Doncic got fearless.
Yeah, Luka will be good, but what's gonna happen unless he decides to play defense? Every pick and roll, LeBron's like, "Yo, come here."
Yeah, but guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna say Kuzma come here as well. Kuzma come here. Korver come here. Gasol come here as well. We're gonna to bring all of them when we play Boban as well. We're gonna eat you.
LeBron's like, "Boban, come here, come to the perimeter."
Have you seen what Doncic is on now? He's added a 3 to his game.
I thought he came in with a 3.
He added the 3 higher clip.
High clip.
You see what he did?
The right-handed
8 of
James
9.
Harden. Yeah, he done his thing, but
We got trade pieces as well. We're gonna trade this James Johnson guys, big salary, trade him off.
that would be a good what's it called? Matchup actually. I would like to see that in the playoffs. LeBron
We're winning.
Luka. The present versus the future. Who you got, Evan?
LeBron's.
LeBron against Luka.
I think only one team in the West can actually beat a fully fit Lakers.
Who's that?
Clippers.
Clip City, Chip City.
If they get a point guard,
Lonzo. That boy. Lonzo Ball. LB.
Kawhi, just Kawhi. No Paul. I don't classify Paul George as a star anymore.
What is he then?
It's just a guy now.
Is he a bubble star?
No.
6th man.
I'm not rating Paul George anymore.
Backwood.
I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear him talk too much anymore. Just play your game. I was giving him allowance because at the beginning of the season he said this is a different season for him. Blah blah blah. But I'm just seeing the same old Paul George traits. So for now, he's in that just below. Is the below All-Star level for me now? The choker. Yeah.
Choker. Serial choker.
Serious choker is done, fam.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. But we'll see.
The Clipper experiment has gone to.
What's the MVP race saying right now, boys? Wide open now. Embiid's out. LeBron's out. LeBron might miss between 12 to 16 games. You know, I'll be listening to the so-called experts, and they've been saying that this season is going to be an unprecedented season for the MVP, and I tend to agree with that, to be fair.
To be fair, I know who the MVP is.
Who?
It should be this guy, but and I've been trying my hardest not to say him, but because he won it 2 years in a row. But Giannis is the MVP, man.
I think the Bucks need a better regular season record.
Giannis is the MVP.
They need a better regular season record. If they get that regular season
They
record,
are, but they're getting it. They've been winning.
You see that boy Drew? Giannis missed the last game. Drew was against the Pacers.
Giannis is the MVP, man.
Drew was looking cold.
Giannis is the MVP, but obviously the bias against him is that so it's between Jokic and Lillard.
Jokic, Lillard, Harden has to get some votes.
No, Harden, no, Houston. The Houston epidemic, the Houston stuff.
The longer KD misses games, the longer Kyrie has issues.
He's got family issues. Hey, relax. Hey, what are you trying to say about Kyrie? You got to look after your family. That's the first thing. It doesn't matter about basketball.
He's Kyrie's just a strange guy.
You've been saying that.
I mean, I've said he just has a lot of problems. You know what I mean? Like
Personal
say,
problem,
yeah, I don't like when people have just a lot of problems. Like,
You don't think you have problems?
no, but
Girl bugging you? Can't play games.
people can have problems, but you just have a lot of problems.
You see, Cat was in cheating rumours recently. His man's not been there.
Recently,
Yeah, he said he cheated on Jordan. I don't know. This is a sports pod. Jordan. Hey, you see it? I think he's going out with someone. Jordan something.
Jordan Woods was.
Yeah, Jordan Woods. Yeah.
I mean, obviously
And
everyone
then
has
he
their,
started saying some things which made me a bit more suspicious about
obviously
it.
everyone has their demons, they're battling, but Kyrie just has multiple, just too much.
It's a short
All the
season.
time as well.
Yeah, all the time. There's always issues. There's always something. Like, you know, there's always something up. Why are you like? Why is it always you? Basically,
It's because it is.
like you're just unreliable.
We just hope he doesn't.
I don't like unreliable people.
He go missing in the playoffs. That's what it is.
And he's injury prone as well, but it makes it worse. So,
He's not been injured this season, so
well, he's had a little niggles apparently, but
he's just trying to stay fit.
I mean,
Harden will play regardless.
yeah, that's what I said. So the longer those guys are doing their thing, being out off the court,
No, but the Houston thing still plays against them. That's why.
if they get the number 1 seed overall,
They literally play the same way as under D'Antoni. They literally play the same
when they
way.
got D'Antoni on the bench,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Jokic, PR, he's amazing.
He just needs to win more.
Needs to win more. I mean, him and Lillard, the path is there for them to stake their claim to, to win an MVP if they can get a good run. Even Luka, if he goes in a mad run, the Mavs.
I put your money down on Luka to win it. If Mavs like go on a run,
that's what
because he's been amazing recently.
Look at the done. That's why you can earn the big bucks. Tony, he was the favourite before the season started, but
he came in overweight.
Why is he coming overweight? Especially a model professional, supposed to be the leader of that franchise.
So he likes burgers. It's not my fault.
This is your guy. He's blaming other guys.
If you like burgers, you like burgers. It's not my fault.
When
you're young, did you eat well?
I was not a professional athlete when I was young.
But see, I see Don's eating Wendy's after the game. Or Taco Tuesday, as your boy LeBron was saying that time. Is that healthy? Is that healthy, tacos?
Your boy has a lot of vegetables in it.
And why was he shouting that as well?
Hey.
Mr. Moisty.
Build a brand,
That's all LeBron is. It's just a brand, man.
Yeah, he is.
He better come back. He better come back fit because I want him.
You're always on him.
I am always on him. This is his time to shine. He better win this championship. He better win this.
Why should he better win this?
Because he doesn't have many years left.
He
doesn't have many years left being the best player in the NBA.
For me personally, if he wins this championship, then I could put my brother Jordan.
No way. Not this one. He has to win two. No.
If he doesn't, I need one more. Get another chance, another finals MVP, that'll be 5-5.
LeBron don't have moments like Jordan. Remember that time when what did he tell Jimmy? What did he tell Jimmy B that time in the bubble? I think he said something like, "You're in trouble."
Oh yeah, and then Jimmy Butler too. Tore them boys up.
See, that's why there's just some doubt with LeBron. I can't imagine Michael Jordan telling Dons you're in trouble and losing that game.
Well, that's how the narrative goes, I guess. Okay. I guess, to be honest, who knows? Who knows what he told the Detroit Pistons when they were smacking that tail up?
He probably said, "Don't hurt me."
And who knows what who knows what he was telling the Boston Celtics when they were smacking that tail up?
Yeah.
LeBron is in the finals telling Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's not even on his level. There's like 10 different players in between him, and he told him, "You're in trouble," and he lost to Jimmy Butler. That's just mad.
But he won the series.
He won the series. The story's not great though.
4-4. I mean, he has great stories. Down 3-1, taking the ragtag.
That 3-1. The story goes that Draymond Green called him a B word, and that's when the series.
07 Cleveland Cavaliers to the final. He's got a good story.
If I told you you're in trouble, I can't lose, can I?
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Jimmy Butler's got better stories than LeBron.
What stories does Jimmy B have?
Beat the Timberwolves with the first string.
Okay. So we're talking about...
Oh, no, but obviously the narrative. So LeBron's got great stories.
We're talking about...
LeBron came back from 3-1 with the league's help. So that's one of the greatest.
That's the way the narrative goes, yeah? It's the league's help.
It was the league's help. Because Draymond was supposed to... should have played that game 6. Was it game 5? Game 5?
Game 5. Yeah, game 5. Hey, Draymond, he was kicking guys in the nuts all playoffs. Like, he deserved to get banned.
It's not my fault. That's how people play in the NBA. I see guys kicking people everywhere.
Yeah, man, you don't want too much in the finals. All the eyeballs on. They got to clean up the sport, It's supposed to be a school game, not a rough ragtag. God.
What, I saw LeBron push Embiid in the middle of the air.
He didn't push him.
He pushed him.
He guided him.
To the floor.
He was trying to, guide him out of the way. You know what I mean? So
he's in the middle of the air.
It doesn't land on LeBron.
Whatever, man. Shout out LeBron, though. You've really held the NBA. Been a great talisman. Yeah, he's probably maybe when it's all said and done, totality of his career, he'll be the greatest of all time.
Okay, give him another chip, another Finals MVP. Then
the further when he retires, the further away we get from his career, the more people will say.
Start to deep it.
Yeah.
To be honest, when people our age start writing the narratives, they're gonna be calling LeBron the GOAT. Just like, because for example, the generation before, like Stephen A's and that, they call Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain the GOAT.
No way.
Yeah.
Bill Russell over Wilt. I don't know why Wilt's in this.
That's who they call the GOAT. They call those guys the GOATs. It's only the people like just around the Stephen A's generations, the Max Kellerman, so the guys in like early 30s to mid 30s to like early 50s. They're the guys that call Jordan the GOAT, which is the truth, to be fair, as it stands. But it's a generational thing. You know what I mean? That's
your GOAT.
Huh?
In
basketball?
Yeah.
I say it's Jordan right now.
Good.
In football, it's Pele right now. Other guys, they got stuff to do.
Pele can't be the GOAT.
They've got work to do. They've got work to do. They got more work to do.
Pele is the greatest farmer of all time.
People like to crown guys in their generation for doing less than they need to do. You know what I mean? They got more work to do. They got more stuff to achieve. I'm sorry that the guys held the bar this high. That's just the way it is. When you're the greatest of a sport, you are the standard bearer. And if your standards,
only got 2 World Cups.
That's this high.
3.
No, one of the World Cups.
Okay, that's fine.
Injured.
Messi's got 3 Champions Leagues.
No, he's got 4.
One of them he was.
He was injured. 2006.
Oh yeah, he was injured.
I mean, you could do that with everyone. You could nitpick everyone. But even when you nitpick everyone's...
Let me nitpick then. Let's nitpick. We keep nitpicking.
Ronaldo,
The only person you can't
Euros.
nitpick is Jordan.
That's why he's the goal right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but it's very, very hard.
How can you nitpick all these championships? There's not one of the 6. Could you say that it could have?
If you wanted to nitpick Jordan, you'd be like, he didn't play... basically, when the super teams were around, he wasn't winning.
Yeah, the 80s. Yeah,
The 80s, when Magic
have
was
help.
around, when the all-time great players were Magic, Bird, and what's called the Pistons,
he didn't win. Yeah.
he wasn't winning. The 80s, he didn't eat 9.
I would say the Pistons are the best team of the 80s, but
Pistons?
because, do you know what? I've got my debate is a bit different.
Pistons?
Yes. My debate is different.
wanna
To why they're the best team in the... Because remember, there's two super teams in that era.
Yeah.
Celtics and the Lakers. And the Pistons basically ended both eras.
Or they came to the natural end, but carrying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. When you said,
But then they came to the natural end. They beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
They beat the Lakers and they beat the Celtics. And they had to overcome both. So their chances are much, much harder.
So did Jordan end the Pistons era?
Jordan did end the Pistons era.
Fair enough.
It had to. Well, it was coming to... What do you say coming to actually? The Pistons... No, after you win 2 championships, it's very tough. That's why I always say the third championship that Jordan won, it just takes him over the edge because it's hard to continuously win. Look at Golden State. They found it difficult, man. To continuously go to finals year on year, it's tough. Yeah, well, it takes a toll.
It's true. But the thing with that debate, like I said, where you can nitpick, it's hard to do. But the real ones, you can, if you wanted to nitpick, you can.
Yeah, I can nitpick every one of LeBron's championships. We can talk about that.
I mean, basically, like I said.
I did it a couple episodes back, didn't I?
And yeah, you can nitpick little moments in games, but guys do their jobs.
Yeah, when he fouled KD and should be 2-0 OKC.
Okay, whatever. With the Jordan, like I said, in the 80s, those teams, the super teams still were there. He wasn't winning. And those guys are the teams that had championship experience. In the 90s, it was a fresh new era. No one really had championships because the Pistons pretty much withered away. After Jordan beat them, that they didn't really do much.
Yeah.
So when that 90s came, the teams Jordan was facing in the final, to be fair, he faced the Lakers. To be fair, I'll give him credit for that. But they had injuries. They were past their best.
That was his first championship.
Yeah, it was his first. But after he won that championship, the Blazers, the Suns, the Sonics, and the Jazz.
The Sonics, his second three-peat, the teams are much weaker because of what I said, the expansion.
You can see the expansion. But when those teams came, it wasn't really facing teams.
Actually, Sonics is probably one of the... Because Gary Payton guarded him hard. When Gary Payton guarded him, Jordan's numbers went...
They did.
But he laughed at him.
But he wasn't facing the teams that had championship experience. It wasn't really going through teams that had a know-how. You know what I mean? For example, LeBron's first championship, he went against...
I wish he faced Houston.
What's called San Antonio Spurs. They had a know-how. They already won. You know what I mean? And obviously Golden State, first time round...
They didn't have know-how.
They didn't have know-how, but Kevin Love and Fee got injured. To tell Jordan to win.
How about Dallas? They didn't have know-how.
Joe, he just choked that. I can't dispute that.
Choker.
He choked.
That's on his resume just as well. When they say LeBron's the GOAT, that's on his resume. He choked so hard.
He choked that. I don't know what happened to him. He just had a meltdown. But that's the team that they had to know. And what's it called?
I'm sure I can say, if I say a couple words to LeBron, I will know him.
But yeah, Jordan, fortunately, for his case, didn't have to play finals without Pippen and whoever their third best player, maybe Horace Grant. They didn't fall apart of injury. You know what I mean?
Pippen had a migraine one time. They lost against... The business era sort of ended a year earlier.
Yeah, but the migraine was in the conference final, it wasn't in the finals. That's what helps the Jordan mystique. But that 6-0 thing, it was great, like I was saying before. But in a way, it does basically say, it's better to lose in the conference final in the round 2 than it is to lose in the finals. That's what, in a roundabout way, that's what you're basically telling me.
That's true.
That's what you tell me about. Then when LeBron got to the final, he'd just be stinking it up, getting swept out of there. Getting swept.
Well,
how many sweeps is that in the finals? Is it 2?
Two
sweeps.
Spurs and
then gentlemen sweeps, it's like 2 as well.
Spurs and the thingy and Warriors. Hey,
Warriors were bullying him, slapping him up, man. Slapping up beside LeBron's head.
I mean,
then LeBron was pretending to be injured. Remember that time he came with the cast? Oh,
he's the greatest politician in basketball history.
Yes. And he's the greatest stat padder.
Yeah, great.
When you told me that he stayed on just to get the free, I was just like, what?
Yeah, because he knows when it's analytical era, when it's all said and done.
Man actually knows all his stats. He knows all his stats then.
He's got argued the best basketball IQ of all time, on the greatest. So he knows all this stuff, and he knows the future.
That's what everyone looks at.
Yeah, he's probably the greatest politician in maybe even sports history. He knows
He's
that.
played 12,000 more minutes than anyone else in the NBA. So
Overall,
yeah.
there you go. And he knows when it's all said and done, they're just going to look at the numbers. They're going to see, even in the finals, they say, oh, he's got the first number, most amount of points, most amount of rebounds, most amount of assists, most amount of blah, blah, blah. Playoffs, got most this, most that, most that. 40,000 points, 10,000 rebounds. People are going to look at
It's
that.
a new era, man.
Yeah.
There's a guy coming. There's about 2 guys that are coming for his neck. Overall.
And so when you...
I think Zion has a chance. No, actually, LeBron's legacy is so strong, but I think Zion has a chance of being as big a superstar as LeBron. And Luka, I think I can see Luka winning multiple championships.
Yeah, you can win 2 or 3.
I can see Luka winning more, but the thing is with that, if Luka does start winning, because he reaches a bigger audience, it's going to be scary. Because it's going to be international. Like, he'll take the game. If a European player does become the best player in the world, why a European player becomes the best player in the world? The game's going to a whole new level. The basketball game's going to a whole endorsement, sponsorship.
Yeah.
It might even become as big as football. Think about that.
I don't know.
It's got. Hey, bro, if Doncic becomes the best player in the world,
It'll become big, but...
Doncic becoming the best player in the world pushes the NBA to a whole new extreme.
Could I see a future where football's not the biggest sport in the
You
world?
know that is the biggest sport. It will. The second.
For basketball to get on football's level, we need multiple leagues that are viable.
That's the problem, yeah. With basketball.
NBA is
Just the
NBA.
NBA,
NBA is
that's it.
fantastic. NBA can rival any football league there is there.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you do
what's
know.
the Euro League
You do
saying?
know.
What's
You
the
do
Chinese
know.
league saying? What's the Australian
But you
basketball
said
league
that
saying?
you said the same thing yourself. The Champions League's the ultimate thing. And what do the European teams want? They just want a Super League. So they even want to copy the NBA blueprint
Yeah, but
over in
there's no
football.
internationals. That there's competition in football.
Okay.
In basketball, there's just America, really and truthfully. I mean, Spain, they might be all right every
Yeah,
now
but
and
that's what
then.
I'm trying to say. If Doncic does become the best player in the world, it will improve improve basketball in different countries. It's not just solely in
might be.
America. I'm trying to say, like, especially for what it is, for marketing, a white player, best player in a sport that's been dominated by a certain demographic, boy, he will push it into a whole new stratosphere.
It's true. I see that. It will push it too. Whether or not it will rival football.
No, not rival football.
I mean, maybe when I'm...
If Giannis is the best player, no one cares because it's just unrealistic to be 6'11" dunking on people.
Maybe when I'm 80, maybe that could be the case. We'll see. Well, yeah, before we conclude, just quickly, Lawrence the Source Okole.
Hey, man, I was working in Victoria Station. Fam.
His story is phenomenal. That's what I can say. He used to work for McDonald's in Victoria, getting paid £5 an hour. He used to be obese, used to get bullied.
He was obese?
Yeah, he used to be obese.
Really?
Yeah, you got to read into that boy. He used to be obese, used to get bullied for that. He used to have tear-ups because of that. And they put him through boxing regimes to improve his fitness and, eventually became world cruiserweight champion, WBO. I mean, he's had like basically 46 fights, professional and amateur in his career, and in his 16th fight, he's become the British champion, Commonwealth champion, European champion, and now world WBO champion, and against a former champion in Glowacki.
He beat Usyk. He's only got like 2 losses before. He lost to Usyk and someone else.
He lost to Usyk and some other champion as well. So it was a credible fight, even though we probably don't know him. But the cruiserweight division, because it's like seen as a stepping stone to the to heavyweight division, it kind of gets overlooked. But yeah, I mean,
When's he gonna start? When's he gonna look into the light heavyweight?
I think the story is he's gonna try and sweep up all the belts in cruiserweight, which is what I believe he should do, and then after that go to the heavyweights, and then see what he can do there. I mean, it's gonna be tough because let's say if AJ does sweep up all the belts, because him and AJ are boys.
AJ's not sweeping no belts.
I said if. Let's go with that scenario. It's going to be tough for them because what's it called? AJ's he works on the AJ basically. I know AJ's management coming 258, and
I would hate to work on AJ.
So and for them to fight each other
when he gets knocked out by Fury,
will be
2 times
with Techie. We'll have to wait and see.
Actually, I'm not backing.
2 times.
I'm not backing Fury. Actually, I changed my stance when I heard Fury talking some. Fury's been talking some mess recently talking a bit scary, saying that when you've been out with COVID, that is a bit of a take a long time.
Fury is the
It's been
mastermind.
scaring me.
He's
So-
master of the mind games. Don't worry about Fury.
It's scaring me, man.
He says a lot of things.
I started to favour AJ, but I always thought Fury was gonna mash up AJ because AJ gets a bit reckless. Like when he faced that builder that time, he let the builder get into his head.
Which builder?
Reason.
No,
Who
the
left?
last one. The last
Yeah,
fight.
but he sorted them out.
But he let him get in his head, and the guy was getting some good punches on him.
You got a couple good punches. I mean, he's a top of heavyweight. You're gonna get hit a few times.
He's facing
No,
a
that's
bouncer.
the difference in heavyweight and the low division. Not like you're gonna be. You're not. These guys are not gonna be like a Floyd Mayweather or even to be honest, even Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. They get clipped.
I don't want to talk about Crawford anymore.
Baby. Why?
He needs to get out of his contract.
He does, but the guys get clipped. It's boxing. You're gonna get punched.
I don't talk about Crawford anymore.
You know what I mean?
We're not mentioning him until he gets out of his contract.
Well, hopefully he gets out his contracts. He's trying to say I read saw a headline that said Spence fight is dead. But that's a story for a different day. But anyway, back
Someone
to
told me that's the biggest fight in boxing. No one's gonna try and make it happen.
what I would say when Stephen A did say that. Commercially wise, it's not. In terms of quality of fight, it is. Because when you two undefeated fighters, you got Terence Crawford, multiple weight champion, you got Errol Spence, they're both pound for pound champions. They're supposed to be, they're at their prime. Defensive, they're great. Offensive, they're great. It's seen as a match made in heaven. Just they tick all the boxes, apart from the fact that Errol Spence is not a multiple weight champion. AJ and Fury's a great boxer. Some people criticize his power. You know, they all have. We've seen frailties in their career, like they've been knocked down. Like, I don't think Spence and Crawford have been knocked down. Blah blah blah. AJ's lost the fight now. If AJ was undefeated still, they're fair enough. But
Yeah, he lost the fight against.
in terms of actual quality, like I said, in terms of pound for pound ratings and rankings, those guys are higher.
If you saw Andrew Ruiz in Cancun, I bet you wouldn't even know he's
a
Andrew Ruiz.
boxer.
You wouldn't know he's a boxer.
But yeah, in terms of actual quality of fight, then yeah, I would favour Spence and Crawford. That's potentially a generational type fight. Even though
No one's gonna watch. I'm not paying for that. I'm telling you this now. If it comes down to paying, I'm not paying for.
I'll pay for that.
You would because you're boxing purist, but for that, not many people on the street are paying for that. Maybe in America, I don't know. But
they don't have the.
it's a more of a purist fight.
Yeah.
And there's Fury,
But-
AJ, crosses divisional lines, Gypsy versus Nigerian. That's a massive league. You know what it's like if you're from South London. You know there's some people you don't mess with. And, you know, if AJ can get a couple punches in.
But yeah, obviously overall, the AJ Fury fight's a lot bigger. I mean, it's heavyweights. People like to see the big men get in the ring and knock each leather. Well, you know, throw leather on each other.
Yeah, me against you, man.
Me-
I'll beat you in boxing. You think you could get a punch? I think I've got good reach. You wouldn't even get near me.
You're too slow, mate.
But all I need to do is hit you one more time. You're sleeping.
Too slow. You're too slow. I mean, you ought to. You're flipping probably like 250
You won't
pounds.
get near me. You won't get near me. I'm not fighting no professional boxer in the ring though because they will slap me up. They will slap me
I
up.
told you 6'3".
6'2", 6'3".
6'2", 6'3". Like, I think you're like U6 high.
I can't dance with no boxer.
Well, yeah, it's
Me and Chisora though. Slug out.
Chisora will knock your head off, G.
He was slug out.
Chisora, but yeah, him and Parker, especially financially, a good fight.
Yeah, he's in white fighting this week.
He's fighting Povetkin, make or break.
He's about to become a gatekeeper.
If he loses, I think the best he can do is potentially just become a gatekeeper. If he wins, then his quest for a world championship fights is back on.
Him and Wilder.
Him and Wilder are. I need Povetkin to lose. Oh no, I need White to beat Povetkin because I need to see Wilder and White.
Oh, yeah, serious.
The battle of the DWs. I need to see that fight.
No, we're just laughing. They're laughing at each other.
I need to see that because that press conference, I can see them swinging off in the press conference. I need to see that fight. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Anyway, man, thank you for tuning into TMG.
Make sure you like and subscribe, follow us. It's been a pleasure. Don E.